full schedule here. So the Bears 24-25 schedule. They start off with the Titans. They go to Houston, Indianapolis, and so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and break these games one by one real quick. So we start off 1-0. They go to Houston. C.J. Stroud in his second year. They get Stephon Diggs, who some people think he's a great addition. Some people think he's a locker room cancer. I'm not going to name who, Coach JB. But I think the Texans are they're legit. Like, I think C.J. Stroud is, a generational talent at quarterback. He's unbelievable. So what are your thoughts on that game?
Listen, I too am a big fan of C.J. Stroud and the Texans. I think those guys have a very young unit, very cohesive. I like them beating the Bears in week 2 just based on the camaraderie that they developed last year. They're gonna pick up the game, where they left off. I got a good sense of what they might do this year.
No doubt, yeah. I'm with you on that. I think that I don't know if they can walk into Houston and do that, especially C.J. Stroud. Game 2, who knows what will happen in their opener? I think if, God forbid, if they lose, C.J. Stroud is going to be coming to play that second game. So that's 1-1. They go to Indianapolis with I'm going to say Anthony Richardson. I think everything. Here's the thing. Last year he didn't play in the past week 2, so we have to say Anthony Richardson and the Colts. Your thoughts on that?
I got to go with the Bears, not because the Colts beat us in the 2006 Super Bowl, but just because I don't think that the Colts have had enough time to, really gel as a squad. And, I was once a free agent, and I was going to go to the Colts, and Jim Irsay told me they don't spend money on defense. So he's still the owner, and I think that's still going to be true. And I take my Bears for a win in that game.
Yeah, well said. I'm with you on that one, brother. So 2-1 headed. So they got the Rams at home, led by McVay, Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Eastern Washington alum, and others. Your thoughts?
Unfortunately, I got to go with the Rams here. Those guys, they've got a system that's tried and true, and it works. Cooper Kupp's coming back this year. He's going to be healthy. He's got something to prove this year, coming off a little bit of a down year off of that knee injury. So I give the edge to the Rams.
No doubt. All right. So that's what is that? 2-2? 2-2. They're at home versus Carolina. Bryce Young. They have a new coach, Dave Canales, former Bucs offensive coordinator, used to be with Seattle and Pete Carroll back in the day. Your thoughts on that game?
Bears, they haven't gotten their stuff together down over there in Carolina. They've got a lot. They've got a lot to do, a lot to prove, and I think that game's going to be kind of a coin flip. But if I had to go my way, I'd go to the home team Bears.
No doubt. So 3-2. At home versus Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, new wide receiver core down there. Was that? They got Brian Thomas and others. What are your thoughts on that game?
I got to go with the Jags. The Jags, they're down in Duval County. They're starting to like year after year put a good product on the field. I like their quarterback down there, and all those guys got paid, so there's not that there's not that pressing to I got to make plays to get a contract. So I'm going with Trevor Lawrence and the Jags.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm with you on that. I don't know how. I think they have a tough division as well, but I think they'll beat the Bears. They're a good team. All right, so that puts them at 3-3. They have a bye, then they go to Washington. Washington Commanders led by Jaden Daniels. They have new head coach Dan Quinn. Bunch of new weapons over there. What are your thoughts on that game? It's a huge rookie-to-rookie matchup.
I think this is where you're going to start to see who the Bears are right around that 7th, 8th week of the season. That's when you are what you are. The first quarter of the season's out of the way. I think this is going to be a shootout, but I got to go with the hometown team, Chicago Bears. I think this sets them up perfectly coming off a bye.
I think that game's going to be tough for them. I think the Commanders and Jaden Daniels, That kid is legit. I would bet on Jaden Daniels from Rookie of the Year. Like, I think that's how good of a player he is. He's legit. But here's the problem with the Commanders. They struggle defensively. So if I think in that game it's going to be high scoring, with the rookie quarterbacks, and we'll see how it goes. But you give them the win there. So we'll take them to 4-3 at Arizona versus Kyler Murray. The head coach is Jonathan Gannon. You got James Conner and others. What are your thoughts on that?
Got to go with the Bears. The Cardinals have Kyler Murray coming off an injury.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to press this year just because he's got shiny new receivers, toys to throw to, if you will.
Yeah.
I just see them pressing too much. I don't think they've done enough in the trenches and all that and on defense. I give that to the Bears.
Yeah, that's fair. Put them at 5-3, headed at home versus New England. I'm going to say Drake May or Brissett. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who they're going to be at by that point in the season. Who knows? That's an interesting team led by Jerome Mayo now. What are your thoughts on that game?
No Brady, no Belichick, no win. I give it to my Bears. They are a shell of what they used to be, and you can only ride the lure of the Patriots for so long. Those rooms, locker rooms, coaching offices are changed over to a new generation, and they're gonna have to prove it to me.
All right, 6-3. Oh, this is getting interesting, Tank. At home versus Green Bay. Now this is a huge game.
Yeah, this is where I see us, having our trouble. Green Bay just paid their quarterback a boatload of money. He came on very strong last year. I think we're going to struggle with Green Bay. I'm going to give the game to Green Bay, because I think they're going to win, as much as it hurts me to say that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think Green Bay's legit. They could go win 11, 12 games this year if they play the cards right. Now this next one's this is a tough 3-game stretch for them, all division opponents. This next one, so I'll put them at 6-4, headed at home versus Minnesota, led by Sam Darnold. Your thoughts?
I give that to the Bears. I think if there's any team in the NFC North that is beatable like the Bears, it's definitely got to be Minnesota without their star rookie out there. So Darnold has not been successful in the years. He's got experience, but that can only take you so far.
Yeah, they're kind of a prove it with me. I like Darnold, but he's, again, been 4 different teams, 4 different OCs. This is his new team. This is the best situation he'll ever be in my opinion. So, he's got the best receiver. Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers in the NFL. Hawkinson hopefully comes back at some point off PUP. So we'll see. So you give that to the Bears. I'll put them at 7-4, headed to Detroit to Ford Field. The Lions kind of just reloaded off of last year, the NFC Championship appearance, and now the new season. What are your thoughts?
Man, Detroit's a tough opponent. I give this game to the Lions. Playing Detroit in Detroit, it's always tough for the Bears and for anybody. But listen, man, those guys, they got a good brand of ball going there, and I think they give us trouble. I think the Lions win.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm with you. Now they're a hell of a team. And so I'll put them at 7-5. And this is another tough matchup. Headed to San Fran. Play Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, and the Niners. Your thoughts?
I got to go with the Niners. Obviously, they've got playmakers all over the field. Just re-signing Ayuk, McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, kid from out here in Phoenix. Those guys, they got their stuff going. Trent's back in camp now. Yep. I feel bad for any DN who's got to play against that guy down in and down out, but I give that to the 49ers.
Yeah, so I put them at 7-6. I'm with you on the 49ers. Headed to Minnesota now. Sam Darnold on the road. This is an interesting. Their last 7 or 8 games are tough, man. Headed to Minnesota. What are your thoughts?
Minnesota's a loud stadium, tough place to play for a young rookie quarterback. I think they split with Minnesota. They win at home and lose on the road. I'll take the Vikings this game.
So 7-7, and now at home versus Detroit.
Detroit, when they get out of their home field advantage, I think that's where they're a little bit vulnerable. I still believe they've got a great coach. I think they've got a great pedigree. But I think this is one of the games that Detroit drops. So I think the Bears win this one at home.
Didn't Detroit? I don't know if they lost to the Bears, but I remember that being really close last year when Detroit went to Chicago and played. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So who do you got? Chicago or Detroit in that one? Sorry.
I got Chicago winning with Detroit on the road.
So 8-7. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now at home versus the Seahawks. New head coach Mike Macdonald. They got Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, Lockett. Pieced together offensive line. I wouldn't say it's the best, but what are your thoughts on that game?
I think this game is winnable, and I think it's one that sets up for them very well. But I think the Seahawks just might clip them on the road, just because they don't study the Seahawks very much. So I give this one. I think the Seahawks edge them out.
Yeah, I can't think of the last time Seahawks have played in Chicago. The last game, this probably happened. They probably played there more recently than them. But last time they played, Big Red Bryant was running a touchdown, in Chicago, pick 6. I remember that game like yesterday.
Or when Big Tank, sacked Hasselbeck to advance us into the postseason to go to the NFC Championship. Man, those were good times.
Legendary shit right there. All right, 8-8. And their last game is at Green Bay. Oh boy, man, they got a tough back part of that schedule. Man, what are your thoughts on the final game? 8-8.
I think this is the one that the Bears could steal. Listen, Green Bay, their home field advantage is horrible weather. It's not the loudest. The field gets chewed up, but that's NFC North quintessential football. I think we steal this one in Lambeau.
Yeah, so 9-8. Wow. And I think for the Bears to win 9 games with Caleb's first year, I think any Bears fan or anybody in that organization would take that right now. Man,
listen, I gotta be real. I gotta listen. I think there's gonna be there. Listen, it took us 3 years to finally get over the hump, and it's really hard to come in and just dominate this league. So right. I think 9-8's fair.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna find out the first 3 weeks. We'll find out whether that'll come true or not for sure. I think those will be telling for sure.